Hi everyone, I'm Lim. I know some of you have been asking how I do the CPU swap. Here's the truth, I don't always do swap. Most of the time, I can find the actual problem and fix on the same motherboard. If you're here to watch how I reball the CPU in 3 minutes, like those master in competition, sorry, wrong video, you should skip this one. This video is about my SOP troubleshoot CPU problem. There are many steps and many ways to troubleshoot a CPU problem. Also, there are many ways to do the reball CPU or the swap. So this video, I will show you one of the safest way, my method. Enjoy the video. Hi, I have a case here. This is iPhone 11. Hello everyone, I have a case here. This is iPhone 11. The motherboard, it doesn't turn on at all. So let's see what's going on from power supply. No one has repaired yet. Okay, I'm the first hand. So let's get to battery level now. No short so far. I'm gonna press the power button just once. And this is the response. It goes like 150 milliamp and drops down quite high. Then I'm gonna push it, hold it longer, turning on, let go, 200 milliamp now. Nope, it is not booting up at all. So in this condition, the first thing I do is to plug in the top connector, the USB, to see whether the phone is stuck into recovery mode or maybe the DFU. See the phone, is it detectable? I'm gonna redo all again. Okay, now it is the same condition. Plug into the PC. I can see the current drops a little and then comes back to 200 milliamp. It is not detected. Unblock it. Check the other side of the cable. Nope, no response. So I assume something related to the power affecting the boot up sequence. The owner didn't say what happened. I have no choice but to dismantle the layer to boot up only the top board. We have to separate the layers, the CPU board and the radio board. Okay, now just check the top board power up. I still remember this model, the power button is about right there. I'm gonna turn it on. Okay, the reaction is different now. Okay, it is booting up. Okay, I can tell the top board now is able to turn on without the lower board. So maybe something wrong with the lower board. So what I'm gonna do is clean off those balls, clean off the flux, the top CPU board and the radio board here. So then I can use the tester. So if it is able to turn on, then I believe the problem is between the sandwich board. Pressing power button. Okay, so it is able to turn on. So the only problem is the sandwich board. So let's reball it and see how it goes. If it works, then no problem. Alright, so holding power button. Let go. The problem has returned. In the tester it was okay. So after reassemble it's not okay. I assume the frame itself is the problem. Because with the tester it has the pressure to clip every dot. They are tight. Without a tester, maybe the frame become loose. The way it doesn't turn on, so I'm gonna remove the layer again. Don't be frustrated. Sometimes the repair, we need to dismantle and assemble again. Okay, after I clean out the board again and put on the tester, so the response, it is the same with the tester now. So I'm gonna check the basic. Turning on. Okay, now with the top board, the problem is still there. We are going to use the thermal camera. The only thing heat up is the CPU. Nope, nothing else. Nothing unusual. I am going to remove the top shield. Okay, shield removing now. Oh, stupid. By the way, talking about a beginner mistake, I don't want to have a mistake when they're using the thermal camera. So let's put up the motherboard. Hold the power button here. Okay, so the device is stuck into 180 milliamp like that. Okay, the beginner, they always have a mistake to think this IC is the problem. If I show you under the thermal camera, okay, you will notice only this IC is heating up. Okay, only this guy is heating up. This guy is the EEPROM. It is absolutely normal that he is warming up, but not too hot, okay, not a full shot, because it is attempting to boot up. It needs to be run when the phone is booting up, or maybe flashing, okay, or maybe it's stuck into the boot looping, loading the EEPROM. So please stop to remove this EEPROM, because iPhone XS or XR until to the latest model 16 or even 17, this EEPROM cannot be replaced. Okay, even though you found he is really the short, there's no point you remove it. Okay, so stop removing the EEPROM, please. As I say, the procedure of repair this kind of case is you check without the NAND, restore it, reach 18%, CPU is good, then you put another good NAND. If the restore can be done, then the NAND is the problem. The data is corrupted, or maybe the partition, the NAND itself is the problem. If another NAND it still doesn't restore, then you're gonna do troubleshoot further. Hey, maybe a CPU working requirement is not met. Okay, maybe your I2C is the problem. Just follow the course. Okay, it is not that difficult. When you fix the boot arm, it's best you follow the procedure. Okay. As you all know, my procedure is remove the NAND. So then device will go to DFU mode. Every time I plug into the PC or I power up the current, it will stuck in DFU. Okay, this is what we call default. We troubleshoot from there to know whether the CPU is it the problem. Okay, since I have no short, I will just plug in my power supply with 3.8 power. Okay, I will just connect here and touch the power button. So one little touch, okay, it is enough to turn it on, and now it becomes DFU mode. Okay, so this is the point that you never suspect whether your USB IC is the problem, because from this point he can already tell. If I plug in the PC, you heard the sound. Okay, it is detected in the PC. So I will unplug it, and then I flip the cable the other side here and check again. Yep, it is still detected. Then why you still replace the USB IC in this kind of simple troubleshooting? Unless you have a trouble of removing the NAND safely. Okay, if I show you the NAND I have removed, it is perfectly safe. By looking at the temperature, the melting point, those packs, especially in the middle, okay, most of them, they are flat. Okay, it means they are not fully melted when I take off. It also means behind the CPU or the power IC here, they are not affected. Okay, if let's say after you have removed the NAND, you see there's a spill ball, or there are a lot of balls between the capacitor, okay, it means you overheated the PMU or maybe the CPU. Okay, that need to be reballed. You need to practice on your skill. That's why my troubleshoot is very heavy, depends on how good is your desoldering. It will depend how good you remove the things. This is why offline course is very important. I need to verify whether you can do that. I have to check to make sure they can able to do everything. Never afraid of take off the IC and put it back, including the CPU itself. Let's continue to troubleshoot. Okay, remember to find something to hold the flags, make sure it doesn't bounce back. Okay, as we can see, detected iPhone 11, flash it. Okay, now we have 18.6 latest, but they're still taking the 18.5, so I will choose this one. Quick flash. In this point, it is enough to tell it is a CPU problem or something else. Well, it seems not good. Okay, this is bad. Okay, it's stuck in 11%, unable to switch from DFU mode to recovery mode, which means we have a CPU problem. Okay, in this point, you follow the course. You check all the I2C lines. If there are not a problem, then the CPU working requirement has failed. Maybe one of. Okay, in my case, I don't think so. They are tight. No one has tampered, and the device seems not dropped hard before. The screen is original. The glass is there. Everything there original. So your best shot is straight to reball the CPU. Okay, but of course I will try to check any I2C. It will be quick measurement because we already have the top layer of the board. If you really want a 100% safe to recover the data, you better do something smaller before the CPU. Okay, I will just reball the CPU, see how it goes, because I'm confident to do that. The first goal is without the NAND. Now the NAND is not there. We need to reach 18%. Okay, where he is waiting for the NAND, where the CPU has already loaded the RAM, ready to install the partition and to program the hard disk. Okay, that's the progress we want to achieve. Okay, anything else is not important. USB is working, so it doesn't matter baseband or what. Okay, once you achieve that, then you put back the NAND, see is it bootable. Okay, this is how the procedure should be. Okay. In my case, I need to consult my customer before I proceed the CPU. Okay, you still need to tell the risk even you are very confident.
A few moments later.
So I will do the CPU first. So warm up. I'll just use higher heat, higher airflow. I'm gonna enter from the right side here. Warm complete. I'm gonna use very high heat, high temp, so then I can make sure CPU they're all melted. I don't want to have any rip pack. Okay. Yep, here we got it. Okay, then you lay down to see anything unusual. Okay, if nothing else, proceed to clean off the glue while the board is warm. Okay. I'm gonna put the CPU into the alcohol. So then the glue will be softened. Okay, let's clean the board. Okay, we're gonna clean the desk. Okay, it's time to take out the CPU from alcohol. Now I'm gonna use a new thing. I forgot I have this Hong Hai Tong HJ35. This one is useful. So, what I'm going to do is use the brush. So as you can see, by using brush, not a single pack will rip off, and those DTC, those glass capacitor here, they are fine. Okay, they won't get damaged. I make a mistake. Okay, my entry point is a little scratch here. They will be fine. Okay. So when I do the CPU, I prefer to clean everything on desk after the glue cleaning. So I will stop the video here until I clean my table. Okay, so after we clean up, reball it. I'm gonna install the CPU back. Okay, I haven't installed the NAND. Just only the CPU has been reballed. So by right, it should be able to detect in DFU. Let's see whether it is 11% or 18. If I reach 18, then CPU is only the problem. If it is the same problem, it's best we troubleshoot the other things that cause the CPU unable to boot up and restore, okay, such as the I2C and blah blah blah. Let's get the voltage, okay, voltage 3.7. Now hit the power button. Let's see. Okay, it is in DFU mode. Turn it off. I'm going to connect the USB. So let's check. Okay, still detected. Okay, here comes the DFU. Let's restore it. Well, it has passed the RAM disk, sending up a logo RAM disk, and it was stuck in 18%, waiting for the NAND. Well, it is enough to tell the CPU is working right now. I'm going to stop the process. Unplug the USB first. Take this off. Okay, let's continue to the NAND installation. So I have to reboot the NAND first before I clean the pack. Okay, this is the original NAND, the hard disk. Okay, clean off the packs here. Okay, so yeah, it is ready to boot up. Okay, now we have the original NAND. Let's see, is it bootable? Okay, the whole process we didn't tamper anything about the software, so the data should be remain the same. It should be bootable. Let's touch here and he will drop. Okay, just a few seconds, he'll drop to 0. Yep, just like that. Now turn it on by holding it longer. Let go. If it keep moving, it is mean it is booting up. Okay, yeah, now it's turning on. Okay, so we can put on the screen to make sure it enters the iOS. I think we can put onto the tester. Okay, I have to clean the lower board a little, then I'm gonna put onto the tester. Well, with the lower board on, at least we can see the Apple logo, and then it shut down before it enters the password. Okay. Okay, we got it. Yep, as I told you, if I slide it off, the power supply will shut down the device because I'm not using the battery. Okay, this power cable is not a battery, so the power is not enough to boot into the iOS. But at least I know the owner data is still there and asking for the password. So what's left is just reinstall the layer, reball this thing, put everything back. Okay. So now we turn it on. Okay, it is booting up. When I see movement like that, it's good. And I'm gonna check the charging as well. So charging 2.3A now, charging. Do I have a password? Yeah, I have a password. Yep, all the data has recovered. So I can say in this condition, it's enough us to back up the data first. Okay, if let's say there's other problems, minor problem, we can fix on later. But I believe usually it is the only problem. So that's it for the video, and see you in the next one. Bye.